There are many Islamic movements nowadays. How to know which one is Salafi? Well, ask them. They're real proud of it. Do you really want the answer to this one? You guys want the answer to this one? It's not our topic. Do you want the answer to this? You don't want to hear it, do you? You're not a Salafi, are you? Okay. Actually, there are things that are called deviant groups, and then there are groups which are normal, but people try to turn it into something deviant. To be a follower of a particular jurisprudence, such as Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali, Jafri, like this, according to Al-Azhar University, they ruled on these 5 and said that these are all matahab. These are matahab of learning how to make wudu, how to pray, things like that. And if somebody follows one or the other, that's fine, because you don't have time to become a scholar, great. If you want to go further than that, you can. But the point here is, those are normal groups. You can also have groups that are, let's say, the Muslim Youth Soccer Team, or the Kuala Lumpur Muslim Ladies Association for helping the orphans. These are all groups. There's nothing wrong with that. The deviance comes in when they try to tie whatever they're saying to Islam and claim that it's the only Islam. There's where the deviance comes. Islam is wide and it allows a lot. It's not tolerance, not like we said before, but it's out of Allah's compassion and His mercy that a lot of things didn't really come up at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, so that you would just say definitely that guy's out of it, this guy's out of it. He didn't want us to do that. He talked about it and Allah talked about it. We are the ummatun wasatun. Wasta is to be in the middle. We stay in the middle. We don't go to the extremes. There's no such thing as radical Islam, because radical is out of Islam. Okay, now, having said that, and I'm talking about the words only, not the people, the words. There are very good people who call themselves Sufis. They're very good. But the word Sufi itself was not something that came from Prophet Muhammad. So you can be a good person without being a Sufi. Okay? And you can get to Allah without following a tariqah. Now, I have heard some of them say you can't. Well, now they're going to have to prove their point for me. We're going to give them the chance to be a scientist and bring you proof. I mentioned that only one. There are many where people will say our group is the only group. Most of the people in the groups don't really have this attitude, but there are extremists. And when somebody says we are Salafi, first of all, I'm going to guess that he doesn't know the Arabic language. I'm going to guess he probably doesn't know. Or he said it so much he forgot what it really means. Salaf means somebody who's dead and gone. These are your predecessors. So a guy stand there telling you, I'm dead. And they say Salaf Asali, righteous predecessor. Okay, I'm a dead righteous guy. It doesn't work. The one who came up with this idea was actually a very good scholar, but he was a loner in that he had his own thing going. He didn't come from a particular following of anything. He just come up with a lot of stuff on his own. He was an expert in his studies in hadith. He was one of the best muhaddith in the last century. He died in September of 1999, and if you see a picture of him, you look at me, you look at him, you say he must come from the same family. Very much alike. His name was Sheikh Nasruddin al-Albani. He did some wonderful things. MashaAllah, we make dua for him. But this is a mistake, and I make more mistakes really than anybody. So it's not that, but the mistake was to say that we need to have a group to call ourselves by, to distinguish ourselves from the people of Ahl Bid'ah. Well, the Ahl Bid'ah means people of innovation. So we'll call ourselves on the same manhaj or methodology of the Salaf Salih. That's what he was saying. We are on the methodology of the righteous predecessors. That's what he's trying to say. But the people turned it into a group. and use that to justify whatever they did. It's not acceptable. That is not acceptable, and he would never have endorsed it because his own students have told me themselves they didn't endorse it. Muhammad Jabali, bin Uthaymeen, you can go and talk to them in Saudi Arabia yourself, see them or talk to their students at least, and ask them, and they will say, no, 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 not what's going on. This is not what we meant. Not like this. Not going in and pointing at people, calling them kafir, and labeling all the leaders and things like that. That was never intended.